Vishachiputram atra surupam Rupam tasya gajamuri purim maturim goshtuvatim Radha kundamagirivaram Ahoradikamadavasam Prabduyas Pratita Kripaya Sri Guru Tam Natos Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Ananda Lila Maya Vigraha Dema Bhagavatschavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhakta Vihina Aparada Lakshe Chilpasta Kamari Kona Komati Vipamaitam Sharanam Prapanna Vande Namaste Charanarvindam Vande Namaste Charanarvindam Govinda Damodaramaravedhi Govinda Damodaramaravedhi Govinda Damodaramaravedhi Govinda Damodaramaravedhi Everyone, Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Sake, you're my dear friend Krishna. Govinda Damodaramaravedhi Shyam Sundar Shikhanda Shikha Smarhas Murali Manohara Radhikara Sukamama Kripanite Supriya Charna Kinkarin Kuru Tavai Vasmi Radhivami Tayavana Jivikaya Devi Tam Naimam Charanantikam First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers, thousands and thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmatiyat Parmarada Tama Guru Pada Padma, Nityalila Pravishtabom Vishnupad, Ashtodara Sri, Rupanugacharya Varya, Sila Bhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to Ananya Tirandipardhan and Srimati Shamrani Didi. I'm offering my pranam to you. And to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakam Patudascha, Kripas and Gupyavata, Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo. So, this morning, we were very fortunate to go to the Gaudiya Vaishnav outreach, otherwise known as the Bhajan Kutir of Shamarani Devi. And there, she was explaining the inner meaning of this window to the spiritual world. The very last artwork that she was commissioned, she was instructed, mercifully instructed to paint by our Srila Gurudev. So this is one of Srila Gurudev's very final, great jewels that he's giving to his Anugat Jan. Those are under his guidance. So this painting is called Kunj Kirtan. You can see Radhika and Krishna sitting in the kunj, surrounded by so many sakis and manjaris. So Srimati Shamrani, she was explaining how Gurudev told her to paint this and the various details of the painting. So then, very mercifully, Shamrani, on the plate of this prasadam, she left something for me. So then I had a chance to take her remnant and taste this subject to my limited capacity. Now, this painting is based on a verse of Sri Vila-Kusumanjali. But I want to just zoom out a little. Hare Krishna. You know, the sakis are peeping through the kunj. You cannot see them, but they're there and they're looking. So, Srila Gurudev said a very wonderful point that the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and these prayers of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, our Prayojan Tattva Acharya, they are interdependent. You cannot understand the prayers of Sri Vila-Kusumanjali without Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And you cannot understand deeply Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam without the prayers revealed by our Goswamis. Because Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is giving the context. And many sanket, hints, and dhvani, suggestions are hidden in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And though that dhvani, do you understand dhvani?
No.
Okay. If you have a bell, and you ring the bell, when the hammer strikes, it goes dong. But then after the strike, there's waves of sound. Wom, 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 wom. That's the dhvani. So similarly, in transcendental poetry, you hear the sound and it hits your heart. But unless the heart is very soft, one will not feel the waves of the dhvani, the hidden meanings in that poetry. So what is given in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam has many waves. And our acharyas like Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, they have revealed the many levels of dhvani, which are hinted at by Shukadeva Goswami in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So this morning I was just taking a little opportunity to give some context of this Kunja Kirtan. You know that the Rasa Leela is such a Leela that if you ask Sri Krishna, can you tell me about Rasa Leela? Krishna cannot reply. He just becomes stunned. Just when he thinks about it, his voice is choked, and all he can say is, Madhur, Madhur, Madhur. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Rasutsavaha sampravito gopi mandala manditaha yogeshwarena krishnena tasam madhye dvayor dvayo. Shukadeva Goswami said, then the Ras Utsava, the festival of the Ras, began. It did not say, then Radha and Krishna began the Rasa Leela. He said the Rasa itself began. Yogeshwarena Krishnena. Here Krishna, his name is given in the instrumental case. That means that Krishna and Radhika, they are not the doers of this Leela. They are not doing this Leela. But the Rasa Leela, that means the most condensed prema itself, has taken control of Radha and Krishna, and they are helplessly singing and dancing. They are the instruments in the anthems of prema. Bhakti-Nichaya Prem, Krishna-Nichaya, Apini-Nichaya, Tina-Nachaya Katai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad says, Prem makes Krishna dance. Prem makes his devotees dance. And Prem itself dances, and all three dance together. But they are helpless, just flowing in the waves of Prem. This is the Leela. So Srila Shukadeva Goswami Pad, he said, Evam parisvanga karabimarsha snigdekshitutama vilasahase rame ramesho brajasundari bhi yathabakaswa pratibimba vibramaha. In this Rasa Leela, Evam parisvanga, Evam means in this way, Sri Krishna embraced Radhika, karabimarsha, and touched with his hand. This means this is not independent embrace, like the Shaya Lila, nighttime pastimes, but rather it's part of the dance. As Krishna is dancing here and there, making so many mudras, so many gestures, and then as he comes to the end of that section of the music, you know, in classical music, when you come to the end of the section, then you have to do a TA, dedicated Gadikina, and then it's the end of that section, and you have to bring the notes down to where the starting point. So as Krishna is singing and dancing, and Radhika is watching with great astonishment, and then as he's dancing, with his final steps, he comes and dedicates the Gadagini and ends with his left arm around Radhika. And then with his fingers, he placed the TA on her chest. So this is Evam Parisvanga Karabhimrishta. Then Radhika, and as Krishna stops like this, then Radhika, she begins. And she begins to do exactly the same dance, exactly the same song. And then as it comes to the end, that's called the sum. The sum. When Swara, Lai, and Tal all come together. Sum. And Radhika dances, and she comes and ends with her arms around the neck of Sri Krishna. Then Krishna dances like this. So, Evam Parisvranga, Karabhimasha, Snigdekshatu, Dhama Vilas, Snigdekshana. As they are dancing, then they are glancing at each other. When Krishna finishes and puts his arm around Radhika, then the two of them exchange a very affectionate glance. Uddhama Vilasa. Asai. They're laughing, they're so overjoyed. Ramesho Brajasundari. Here Krishna is called Ramesh. Rama Isha. In Vaikuntha, he's the Isha of Rama. Rama is the goddess of fortune. But Krishna has only given Lakshmi Devi fortune. Aishwarya. He has not given her the prosperity of prem. Nayam Sriyanga Unatankarate Prashad Swayochitam Nalina Ganga Ruchankutanya Rasutsavastu Bhujavantanda Granita Kanta Labdashisham Udagaj Brajasundarina. Uddhavji said that mercy that Krishna showed to Radhika and the gopis during Raslila was never shown to Rama Devi, to Lakshmi Devi. So here Ramesh means Rama, the lover of Rama, the original goddess of fortune, Radhika. That is Radharaman. Ramesho Brajasundari. And it's indicated here, Brajasundari, that each and every one of these gopis is 1,000,000 times more beautiful than Rama Devi, Lakshmi Devi. Yadhava Kaswa Pratibimba Vibrama. And Krishna is playing with Radhika and the gopis in this singing and dance. How? Yadhavaka means like a child. Pratibimba Vibrama is astonished and bewildered seeing his own reflection. You know, if there's a little boy, he's never seen a mirror before. Then what happens? He looks up. Oh, there's a boy. Just like me. What I'm doing, he's doing. That's very astonishing. So this analogy has been given to show the beautiful relation between Krishna and Braj Gopis. First and foremost, your reflection is not different from you. So in the same way, the gopis are not different from Krishna. Shakti Matayo Abhed. There is no question of any lust or material desire coming near this lila. Before the Rasa Lila started, Kamdev, the god of lust, he saw Krishna he was decorating himself and getting ready for the Rasa Lila. And when Kamdev saw him, he fainted. So there's no possibility of any lust in this lila. So, like a child playing with his own reflection. Another meaning. How many mirrors are there? If there are so many mirrors and you stand in front of them, there's one copy of you in every mirror. So in the same way, for each of the gopis in the rasa, wherever necessary, Krishna expanded, and there was a form of Krishna with each and every Yutashri, or their very near sakhis. So, Yatava Kaswapra Bimba Big Brahmaha. Another meaning. When a child sees his reflection and can't understand what it is, he thinks, who is that? So in the same way, Radha and Krishna's beauty is so astonishing, increasing at every moment. They're looking at each other like children as if they've never seen each other before. Ramesho, Yadhava Kaswa Pratibimba Bitpama. How many meanings? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth meaning. He's like a child playing with his reflection, means that exactly as Sri Krishna was dancing, Radhika was dancing. And then exactly as Radhika was dancing, then Sri Krishna was dancing. Like a mirror. But a mirror does it at exactly the same time. But they were dancing one and then the other, like a reply. So they were both astonished. How can this person do exactly the same moves as me, only seeing it once? What is the reason? Pranay. This praying. Only due to love, because their hearts have become one. And because the dancing is called the Angik Anubhav. It is the reaction, it's Anubhav, a reaction to love in the heart. So because their hearts have become one, the reaction is manifesting, and each motion of the dance, each mudra of the dance is the Angik Anubhav of that ecstasy. So two hearts have become one. And this goes into the stage of Anurag. It is called Paraspara Vasibhav Atishai. Usually, the devotee can bring Krishna under the control of his love. But in Madhurya Rasa, Krishna comes under the control of Radhika's love, but Radhika does not come under the control of his love. Because she's contrary, she has man, she has avahita, she hides her emotions, and so on. But when the praying becomes prem, sneha, man, rag, anurag, then there is praspara, vasibhav, atishai. Both of them suddenly realize, I'm under your control and you're under my control. Joy, joy, pyaro kare, soi mohi pave, pave moi joy. Soy, soy, kare, tari. Radhika thinks, whatever Krishna is doing, that gives me the greatest happiness. And whatever I feel might make me happiness, that's exactly what he's doing. So their two hearts are in tune, just like when you pluck the string of a veena, the vibration touches both ends. So this is yatha kaswa pratibimba viprama, like a child playing with his own reflection in this dance. And one more meaning. Why is Krishna like a child playing with his own reflection? Because you can see someone else's beauty, but you cannot see yourself whether you're beautiful or not. So when Krishna sees the beauty of Radhika, just the little of a beauty of a beautiful form peeping out from her very fine cloth, then at once he becomes stunned. Rupa Goswami has said, Damodarati Vardhanaveshe. That means it took Mother Yashoda all morning, hours and hours and hours, and sweating, trying to tie Damodar. But Damodarati Vardhanaveshi, when Krishna sees the beautiful decorations and the ecstatic bhav alankars, emotional ornaments of Radhika, he immediately becomes Damodar, bound in a second by the beauty. So Krishna can see the beauty of Radhika, but can Krishna know whether he's beautiful or not? So when Krishna is singing and dancing and Radhika is watching, Krishna sees that Radhika begins to tremble, she becomes stunned and tears come from her eyes, and Radhika is appreciating Krishna's beauty. So when Krishna sees the expressions on the face of Radhika, then it's confirmed for him. Krishna thinks, oh, I'm also beautiful. So yatha kaswa pratibimba viprama. Krishna is like a child playing with his own reflection, and it's confirmed. Oh, I had a doubt, but I am also beautiful because look, see how she's reacting to me. So this is the Nikunj Kirtan. But after some time, they became somewhat tired. So then they came into the Kunj here, and they sat down on a blanket of flower petals. So many flower petals had fallen from the trees, from the hairs of the gopis, and demigods had showered from the sky. So the ground was covered with a thick carpet of flower petals. And Radhika sat down, and Sri Krishna sat down nearby. And all the gopis, all the Sakhis were sitting around, or like we were all sitting around. And they were singing from the core of their hearts. Rakta Kantya, Shukadeva Goswami Pad said. That means that the sweetness of their singing wasn't coming from their expertise in music, but Rakta Kant, it was coming from their anurakti, from their deep attachment. And on top of that, they were very expert in singing. So when someone has love, and they're also experts, then they have full enthusiasm. So all the gopis were singing very loudly, and that sweetness filled the entire universe. Rakta Kantya. Kantya also means throat, and Rakta means red. The gopis had been chewing tambul. And when you chew tambul, it mixes with the saliva and makes a lot of red juice. And the gopis, when they're chewing, and when they swallow, then their throat is slightly transparent. So when they swallow, you can see a red line going down like this. And this is considered to be a sign of extreme beauty. If a woman is extremely beautiful, then after chewing tambul, when she swallows, you can see a slight reddish light come here. So Rakta Kanta. All gopis are singing. And at that time, Lalita and Vishaka, they spoke to each other. They came up with an idea. So then Vishaka Saki came to Krishna and said, oh, everyone is singing together. But when there's a chorus, if one person is, their skill cannot be manifest. One person's individual skill cannot be manifest when all the voices are mixed together. So now everyone will be quiet. We want to hear you sing, Krishna, and Radhika will play the veena. So then Lalita bought the veena and put it in front of Radhika, and Radhika will play and Krishna will sing. Or Krishna will sing and Radhika will play. So before, they were having a dance-off, we were discussing.
Yeah.
In the morning, the dance competition. And now it's time for the Kunja Kirtan, the singing competition. So at that time, Krishna sat down. And if there's a musician who's very brilliant, and he asks an ordinary musician, oh, please come and sing, then that ordinary musician is hesitating. He feels somewhat embarrassed. So when Krishna was sitting with Lalita and Vishaka, he knows how expert they are. So he was a little shy. So Radhika, she began to play the veena, and then Krishna, he began to sing following what Radhika was playing. So Radhika did some tricks. She hid one extra matra, one extra beat in the music. So then when Krishna was singing, he did it without the extra beat. It was missing, and then all the Sakis began to clap and laugh. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Oh, Radhika has tricked you. She won the first game. So then it was Krishna's turn to sing, and Krishna began to sing, and he also hid one matra just before the tihe. So then Radhika was playing on her veena, and just she got to the end, and then she caught that last one beat, and then she played the tihe. And in this way, Radhika could defeat Krishna, but Krishna could not defeat Radhika. So then Vishaka Saki saw that Krishna was becoming a little embarrassed. So she wanted to give him some encouragement. So though Krishna was singing in a solo, Vishaka Saki mixed her voice in with Krishna's voice. So Shukadev Goswami has described this in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. He said, Kvachit samam mukundena swarajati amisritaha unimye pujitatena priyata sadhu satviti tadiva dhruvam unimye tasdayimanam jababyagat Tadeva dhruva munimye tasyemanam zavabyadat. Shukadeva Goswami is saying, Kachit samam mukundena, then Kachit, one gopi, who shall not be named, Kachit samam mukundena, mixed her voice in with Sri Krishna's voice. So, though it's not mentioned which gopi it was, Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad in his Brihad Vaishnava Toshani commentary, he says, oh, it was Vishaka Saki. And afterwards, he tells which gopi is singing which part, when Lalita is singing and when Radhika is singing. And in his commentary, he says, even though Shukadev Goswami has hidden these names and just said, Kachit, some gopi did this and some gopi did that. He has hidden it. But I have opened it. Please forgive me, because I am a dasi. You know, if there's a businessman and he has some just menial servant in his business, he knows, don't tell any important secret to that servant. Why? Because they don't have the gambhirata, the depth. And so at one day, their heart will become unsteady and they'll blab it out to someone. They'll become talkative. So you never tell the menial servants anything important. So in the same way, Sanatana Goswami said, I am like that. I am just a dasi. So even though Shukadev Goswami, he didn't say, please forgive me, because I revealed the names. Which gopi is singing which thing in which part of each verse of the Rasalila. So, Kachit Samam Mukundena. First it was Vishaka Sakhi. She mixed her voice in with Krishna's voice. Swarajati Amishrita. And they began to sing the Swarajati, the notes. Amishrita. Amishrita means unmixed. In the music, there are 7 swaras. Sarhi Gama Patani Sa. So this is 1 gram. And there are 3 grams, Satya, Madhyama and Panchama. And in between 1 gram, there are 22 srutis, 22 microtones. If you ask an expert singer, can you sing the first sruti microtone of Satya? They'll not say. But the gopis and Krishna, they're so expert in singing that they can find, without even the accompaniment of a veena, all of the 22 microtones or srutis. So there's first 22, the second 22, and the third 22. If you sing before the first one, lower than that, you cannot hear it. And if you sing above the 66th sruti, then your voice will break. That's for us who are human beings. But for Krishna and the gopis, they can go even beyond the 66 srutis. And they sing the srutis Swarajati, the swaras and srutis Swarajati Amishrita, not mixed. If you sing a pure swara, this sound is Shabda Brahman, transcendental, and Supreme Lord will appear. So the ordinary person, because their throat is somewhat obstructed by kapha, pitta and vata, they can never produce the pure swaras. But here, Kachit Samam Mukundena Swarajati Mishrita. Krishna is singing in the pure swaras, and now Vishaka Sakhi, to encourage him because he was becoming a bit shy, she mixed her voice in with Krishna's voice. And then, Unimye Pujitatena. So then, Krishna was singing higher and higher along with Vishaka Sakhi. But Unimye Pujitatena, Vishaka Sakhi then went higher and higher. Unimye. And Krishna, he could not sing that high. So all Krishna could do was Priyata Sadhu Sadviti. He said, oh my dear one, sadhu, 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 well done, well done. And Sri Krishna took off his garland and gave his garland to Vishaka Sakhi. So then Vishaka Sakhi, as she was singing, then Lalita Sakhi mixed her voice in with Vishaka Sakhi and took it even higher. And she, taking up, then Vishaka Sakhi, she withdrew from the singing, and Lalita went higher. Then Shukadev Goswami said, Tadeva Dhruvam Unninye. She changed the tal. They were singing in Ekatal. Ekatal, that means 12 matras. 12 matras. But Lalita Sakhi very skillfully changed the tal to Dhruv tal. Tadeva Dhruvam Unninye. Only 8 matras. And she sang for a certain section under 8 matras. And then she changed it back to Ekatal and brought it down. And brought it down to the sun. Everyone was amazed, especially Krishna. Krishna thought, I've already given my garland to Vishaka, what will I do now? Okay, I'll give her my pitambar. So then Krishna, he put his pitambar around the neck of Lalita Sakhi. So just then, Shrimati Radhika, she mixed her voice in with the voice of Lalita. And then Lalita withdrew. And Radharani began to sing the same, and she went up, and she changed the tal, and she went up even further, and then she did something astonishing. What is that? Varjita Swara. You know what Varjita Swara is? We have some musicians here. That means that in a rag, there are some notes that are forbidden. You cannot sing certain notes in certain ragas. But at a certain point in the music, an expert singer may introduce a forbidden note at a particular point to create the astonishment. So Radhika went higher than the Shaka, higher than the Lalita, and then introduced the Varjit Swara, forbidden notes. And everyone was struck with wonder. Then she came back to the original tal, and she brought the notes down, and she has to come back to the place exactly where Krishna started. So it's very difficult to do that. And if you don't come down exactly on the sum, then the whole performance is ruined. So Radharani, changing the tal, going higher, introducing the Vajit Swara, and gradually came down, Gatigini Deya, exactly on the sum. But as Radharani was coming down, she knew that what to speak of Krishna being shy, every gopi there would be shy, because no one can, after that, no one can follow that. So Radharani thought, when I come down to the summer, then at that time, then the next person won't come in, and this great symposium of musical arts will come to an abrupt end. So as she was coming down to the summer, then Radhika, she indicated with her hand. As she was coming down, she indicated with her hand, everyone join in. So then everyone all together, they began to sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. He had already given his garland to Vishaka, he'd given his pitamba to Lalita. Krishna said, now what can I do? So he gave himself to Radhika and embraced her. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So this is Nikunja Kirtan. At that moment, then Radhika realized, oh, I have left my waist belt in a cave of Giriraj Govardhan. I need someone to help me fetch that waist, and then this pastime is going on.